Well, welcome everyone. If you're here for the public day for the World Stem Cell Summit, you're in the right place. Food is around the corner, compliments of Mrs. Pumpkin. This is where you're going to get fed. So my name is Bernie Siegel. I am the Executive Director of the Regenerative Medicine Foundation and also another organization, the HealthSpan Action Coalition, and I am the chair and founder of the World Stem Cell Summit. So we are in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, or as I like to call it, the Paris of the Piedmont. And if you are here, we're so delighted because here in Winston-Salem is the future of regenerative medicine. And our partners in this conference are the Wake Forest Institute for Regenerative Medicine. I'm very proud to co-chair with Dr. Anthony Atala of the Wake Forest Institute for Regenerative Medicine and Joan Shank, who's the Director of Education of WFIRM, in the Regenerative Medicine Essentials course, which is in the Bowman Medical Center, which is just around the bend, also on Bailey Park, where the Regenerative Medicine Essentials course kicks off this morning. That is an incredible event, and we partner in that, and everyone who is attending the World Stem Cell Summit and all are part of that course will get a certificate because we've been running it for years, and there's more science there than you can ever imagine. In this hall, it's more than science. We are presenting a full program over the next few days that includes a lot of special features, and today is our public day. So if I can have the next slide, which I was able to get myself this year. Part of our World Stem Cell Summit is a special symposium and focus sessions, the intersection of regenerative medicine and health span, not where we are, but where we're going. Now, the HealthSpan Action Coalition that I co-chair has 70 nonprofit organizations, all dedicated to advancing the science and policy to bring a healthy lifespan to the world. It's an offshoot, one might think, of the longevity movement, but this is the meeting for the people that are really impactful in this. So you'll have an incredible program that's been put together by Dr. Jyothi Duvakumar and associates that will present the intersection of regenerative medicine, critical to rejuvenating human beings, all cells, and that will lead to a healthy lifespan. Another component of this meeting, of course, is effective patient advocacy, a call to action with impact sessions and workshops. One of the hallmarks of this meeting, the World Stem Cell Summit, that's been around, this is our 20th edition, was the lack of patient advocates' involvement and having a seat at the table for the future of science and the future of medicine. That's what cell therapies represents. It's a different and new pillar of medicine. There are drugs, biologics, medical devices, and cell therapies. A whole new regulatory system needs to be advanced to keep up with the innovation and all the great technological changes that we have today. But the driving force are the patients that you will meet today and meet during the course of this meeting that have a seat at the table and make the impact and actually move the policy needle. In addition, we are moving forward. I see that's the other slide. Yes, here we go. So, it's only my cell phone, it's insured. Now, cell frontiers, stem cell frontiers, commercial space stations, and the future of regenerative medicine. If you've been attending the World Stem Cell Summit since 2015, we have had a wonderful partnership with the Center for Advancement of Science and Space, the U.S. National Lab on the International Space Station. And they have come up and turned up in force, along with some major companies such as Axiom, that just returned astronauts from the space station. And under the leadership of Junaid Mian of Space Fund, who's here, we have put together a wonderful program on June 8th that is going to set forth in about 5 hours or so of presentations the full soup to nuts on everything that's going on in microgravity and why the research in low Earth orbit are absolutely critical for moving our science forward. In addition, the World Stem Cell Summit for 20 years has handed out Stem Cell and Regenerative Medicine Action Awards. We've given those awards to such luminaries as then former Vice President Joe Biden and Jill Biden for the Cancer Initiative, scientists such as Jean Loring, who is in attendance, pathfinders like Mahendra Rao, who will be speaking later today, as well as Jean Loring, and others, JDRF, many, many nonprofit organizations. This year, we're very proud to be recognizing Governor Roy Cooper of North Carolina, who will be speaking tomorrow around noon. He'll be here. Also, the Ring of Brotherhood, who will be receiving recognition today, an absolutely fabulous organization for grassroots advocacy that is bringing in a new constituency of athletes and former athletes, especially those in the fighting community, that are definitely a constituency for regenerative medicine. Also present from the World Boxing Council as their emissary for this is Christy Martin, also known as the coal miner's daughter, who is the most famous female boxer in the world that really made that sport take off and is part of the International Boxing Hall of Fame. She will be here today. We are also recognizing North Carolina-based Taylor's Tale, a Battens to Disease organization that has moved the needle effectively and has an incredible, inspiring story, and the Methuselah Foundation, one of the most innovative nonprofit organizations in the longevity and in the regenerative medicine space. The HealthSpan Action Coalition has only been around since September, but 70 organizations have joined. There's no membership dues. These are nonprofit organizations that are dedicated to advancing all the field, regenerative medicine, the whole field of cell biology, all the innovations that are coming up now, the convergence of technologies, and are going to move the needle and bring healthy lifespan to all communities worldwide. So that's just part of the week ahead that you will be having. We're going to have special receptions. This will be a week to remember. I want to let you know today in the public day, you've got a special treat. We're going to have our opening session, which is going to be about the regional hub of innovation and the story of Winston-Salem. And if you want to look at a community where this field is going to be in the next decade, you may be surprised that this area in history in the tobacco industry is now moving to a brand new phase of leading innovation on the planet. The Wake Forest Institute for Regenerative Medicine is the largest single institute for regenerative medicine on the planet Earth, with 450 employees plus, and 1 million patients available through its partnership with Atrium Health for potential clinical trials. Shockingly, surprisingly, for those who might not be familiar with it, this is an area of great opportunity and expansion. You'll be hearing from Dr. Gary Green and other leaders of the community when I get off the podium. We'll have a session Inside Cellular Medicine, Revealing the Wonders of Extreme Microscopy, which is a brilliant presentation of Dr. Frank Marini, and you will see that we might have 37 trillion cells in our bodies, each one an engine. When I started this 20 years ago, we only had 6 trillion cells. I don't know where they came up with the extra 31 trillion. Perhaps I've been eating too much, I'm not sure. But anyway, they have more, they're finding more cells every day. We are going to have a session with Dr. Ian White. Dr. Ian White from the University of Miami is a brilliant entrepreneur. We're delighted to have him. Here he is an expert on things such as longevity and space, and he is going to present Advancing Human Health in Space, The Final Frontier is Expanding. He always gives a great talk. Also, one of my dear friends, Dr. Graham Parker from Wayne State University, is going to speak on the bioethical basis for health span. Will stem cells get lost in the translation? There's no one that I know that can give as entertaining a talk as Graham Parker. He's originally from the UK, so he has a British accent, and of course we always assume anyone with a British accent is brilliant, but he really is brilliant. Finally, we're going to be handing out this afternoon Heroic Tales of the Human Spirit, Overcoming Pain and Suffering. Lisa McClellan, the founder of the Ring of Brotherhood Foundation, and Christy Martin of the World Boxing Council. Sharon King is going to present Taylor's Tale, Run to the Light. If you have not heard much about the rare disease community, especially that community of children, you will have your eyes open, and the heartfelt feeling that we have for this community, that the technologies that we're all working are salvation technologies, and let's hope for the best. Also this afternoon we'll kick off about 2:35 a career showcase presented by Innovate Bio, Forsyth Tech, Remdu, and others in the classroom. Classroom auditorium is just to the right. As you walk back to my right, you'll find the classroom. You can't miss it. It's adjacent to this room, and there are many sessions in the next week, some of them concurrent to what's going on in the atrium. Finally, you're going to have 3 presentations, one with Mahendra Rao, New Directions for Regenerative Medicine. Mahendra Rao was our Pathfinder honoree, one of the great scientists in the field. And finally, a presentation by Evan Snyder, Should Adult Diseases Be Treated in Infancy or Even Prenatally? The topics that you will hear are topics that will resonate with you and you will remember. This is meant for the public, but also the scientific community that's in attendance. Finally, it'll be wrapped up today about 4:45 with an address by Anthony Atala, my co-chair. So I welcome all of you to this event, and I'm going to call up now, if the time is right, our first session with Dr. Gary Green, Isaac Perry, Laura Lee, and Nancy Johnston, Life Science Ecosystem and Development. So I'd ask them to join me at the podium, please.